Stop just for a moment. Don't scroll past this, because what I'm about to share is not meant for everyone. But if you're hearing this now, maybe Allah chose you to hear it tonight. Sometimes Allah doesn't send you words, He sends you moments, a breeze on a restless night, a verse opening at the perfect time, a thought crossing your heart and exactly when you needed it. And sometimes He sends a sign so delicate, so small that anyone else would ignore it. But for you, it carries the loudest meaning. Stay with me until the end, because by the time we're done, you'll understand why the smallest signs are often the biggest answers. You've been begging Allah for Allah's whisper meant only for you. My brother, my sister, sometimes Allah does not send you answers in words. Sometimes He sends you moments, small, quiet, almost invisible moments. Moments so delicate that if your heart is distracted, you won't notice them. Maybe it's a sudden breeze on a night when your thoughts are too heavy to hold. Maybe it's a soft sound of rain when your heart aches for comfort. Maybe it's a butterfly that pauses in front of you at the exact moment your soul is whispering for relief. You see, Allah speaks gently. He doesn't always announce His presence with thunder. He whispers. He places signs into your path, waiting to see if your heart is still enough to hear them. That butterfly you saw today, maybe it wasn't random. Maybe it wasn't just nature. Maybe it wasn't a coincidence at all. What if it was Allah's way of saying, I am here, I see you, I know your silent pain, and I am closer to you than you think. Do you ever wonder why it appeared exactly when it did? You've walked that path before. You've passed those same trees, those same roads, and 100 times. But today, something was different. Today, at the exact moment when your heart was whispering, Ya Allah, help me, He sent a butterfly. Not because you asked for a sign, but because He knew you needed one. Sometimes Allah sends us answers, not through people and not through words, but through things so small that only the soul can understand them. And with Him are the keys of the unseen. None knows them except Him. Surah Al-An'am 659. Everything is written, every leaf that falls, every breeze that moves, every butterfly that crosses your path, all of it known, and yet you thought it was random. No, my dear, nothing about you is random. Maybe lately you've been feeling unseen, like the world has passed you by, like your du'as have been left unanswered. But that butterfly, that fragile, quiet creature, was Allah's reminder that He hasn't forgotten you. I am still with you. I always have been, and I always will be. You see, we keep searching for loud answers. We want fireworks, miracles, sudden openings, but Allah loves soft guidance. He sends whispers, not shouts. He paints signs into your life so gently that only hearts close to Him can notice. And today, your heart noticed. Do you realize what that means? It means your soul is still awake. It means Allah is still calling you closer. It means He hasn't let go of you, even when you felt like you were falling. That butterfly was not just a creature. It was a message, a soft nudge, a reminder written into your day before you even opened your eyes this morning. Pause, breathe, I am here, my brother, my sister. Do you know why Allah sends these small, gentle reminders? Because He knows that you carry things in your heart that your tongue has never spoken. He knows about the silent du'as you made when no one was watching. He knows about the nights when sleep escaped your eyes because your heart was too heavy to rest. He knows the thoughts you hide from the world, the fears you bury deep within you. And so He sends you signs in ways no one else would understand. To anyone else, that butterfly was just an insect passing by. But to you, it carried a message, a quiet reminder from the one who created you. I hear you even when you don't speak. I see you even when you feel invisible. And I am guiding you even when you can't see the path ahead. Sometimes Allah answers your dua without sending you the thing you asked for. Instead, He sends you assurance. He lets a butterfly cross your path to whisper softly to your soul, I haven't forgotten you. The plan is still unfolding, and everything you've been through is leading you exactly where I want you to be. But here's the thing, my dear. Most people miss these moments. They walk past them. Their hearts are too distracted to see Allah moving in the details. The Quran tells us, indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and in the alternation of the night and the day are signs for those of understanding. Surah Ali Imran 3190. Signs everywhere, in the sky, in the changing seasons, in the delicate wings of a butterfly, but only for those who pause, only for those whose hearts are open enough to see that nothing in this universe is ever random. Think about it. How many people walked the same street as you today? How many eyes looked around but saw nothing, and yet you noticed, you stopped, you wondered? That wasn't an accident either. It means your heart is still alive. It means your soul is still searching, and Allah is still guiding you, even through the tiniest of reminders. Maybe you've been asking Allah for a way out. Maybe you've been whispering in the dark, Ya Allah, when will it change? When will my burden become lighter? When will my heart finally rest? And then, without words, without explanations, He sends you a butterfly. It lands gently, stays for a moment, and then leaves. Like a silent messenger passing by. I know your pain. I see your journey, and the wings you've been waiting for, they're coming. Sometimes Allah doesn't send you what you want right away because He knows what you're asking for isn't ready yet, or maybe you're not ready for it. So instead He sends you signs to keep you holding on. A butterfly, a verse, a breeze, a reminder that even though you can't see it, change is already on its way. And my brother, my sister, I know how it feels to wait. I know how silence can hurt more than answers, but silence does not mean absence. I am with you when you break in private. I am with you when you feel forgotten. I am with you even when you can't feel me. This is what Allah whispers through the smallest signs. That butterfly today, it wasn't random. It was a promise, a transformation hidden in silence. My brother and my sister, do you know how a butterfly becomes what it is? It doesn't start beautiful. It doesn't begin with wings that move hearts. It starts hidden, unseen, wrapped in silence, forgotten by the world. When you look at it in its earliest stage, you'd never imagine what it's becoming. It doesn't look special, it doesn't look chosen, it doesn't even look alive, and yet deep inside its darkness and a transformation is unfolding. So powerful, so quiet that no one sees it coming. My dear, maybe that's you right now. Maybe you look at your life and see nothing changing. Days feel heavy, nights feel long, prayers feel unanswered, dreams feel delayed. And yet inside you, Allah is shaping something the world can't see. Do you think this silence means nothing? Do you think this waiting is wasted? Do you think I've forgotten you? No. He whispers through every moment, I am working on you, even when you feel nothing moving. Sometimes Allah hides you because He's preparing you. Not because you're behind, not because you're forgotten, but because the version of you that's about to emerge, it cannot be rushed. Be patient with what you cannot see, for I am growing you quietly, just like I grow the unseen roots before the tree breaks the soil. Think about the cocoon. Inside it, the caterpillar's old self is destroyed. It dissolves completely. Everything it was, everything it knew breaks down. To the outside world, it looks lifeless. It looks still. It looks forgotten. But inside, it is becoming something no one ever imagined. Maybe right now, Allah has wrapped you in your own cocoon. You feel hidden. You feel left behind. You feel like nothing is happening. But what if I told you everything is happening? What I am preparing for you cannot be seen yet, but soon you will understand why. I kept you in silence. The Quran reminds us that, and it is He who brings the living out of the dead and brings the dead out of the living, and He gives life to the earth after its death. Now, Surah Ar-Rum 30:19, look at the soil after a harsh winter. Oh, barren, empty, lifeless. But beneath it, Allah is writing green into its roots. Soon, without warning, life will burst forth again. And that's you. That's where you are. Your story is still breathing beneath the silence. And maybe that butterfly crossing your path today wasn't just a random creature. Maybe it was Allah's reminder that you too are transforming. Just because you can't see your wings yet doesn't mean I'm not growing them. Trust me in this silence. Trust me in this darkness. Trust me in this waiting. Oh, my brother, my sister, sometimes Allah hides you because the version of you He is shaping cannot grow in the noise of the crowd. There are seasons when He pulls you away, not because you've done something wrong, but because your roots need the silence to grow deep. I am working on you in places the world cannot see. Be patient with this chapter. It's not the ending, it's the becoming. Think of the caterpillar again. It doesn't choose its silence. It doesn't plan its transformation. Allah writes it for the caterpillar before it even understands what it's becoming. And so it waits, still, wrapped away from the eyes of the world. But inside that stillness, Allah is designing something sacred, something the caterpillar couldn't imagine and the world couldn't expect. And when it finally emerges, it does so quietly, with no noise, no announcements, no warnings, just beauty, just wings, just freedom. Maybe that's you right now. Maybe you're inside a chapter of life that feels silent, hidden, forgotten. People have moved on. Plans have fallen apart. Du'as seem unanswered. Dreams seem delayed. But what if I told you, this is where Allah is making you? What I'm preparing in you cannot happen under the spotlight. I am shaping you quietly. So when I finally reveal you, no one will recognize the version of you that emerges. Do you remember the story of Yusuf, upon him be peace? Thrown into a well, sold as a slave, hidden in a prison cell for years? To anyone watching, it looked like failure. It looked like loss. It looked like Allah had abandoned him. But what they didn't see was that Allah was building a ruler in the dark. Every delay, every betrayal, every silence, dash was part of the preparation. And one day, when the time was right, Allah revealed him, and no one could deny what He had written for him. Sometimes, my dear, your silence is sacred, your hiddenness is holy, your delays are deliberate. Don't mistake my silence for my absence, and I am closest to you in the chapters. You understand the least. Look at the trees in winter, their branches are bare, their leaves are gone. To the unknowing eye that they look lifeless, but beneath the frozen surface, Allah is busy. Roots are deepening. Life is quietly expanding where no one can see. And then suddenly, spring arrives. The same tree that everyone thought was dead becomes a witness of Allah's plan. That's you. You are not lifeless. You are not forgotten. You are becoming. Maybe the butterfly you saw today wasn't just a creature. Maybe it was Allah's way of saying, I haven't stopped working on you. The wings you're waiting for, I'm already growing them in silence. Do you see how perfectly He writes everything? The timing and the placement, the transformation. A butterfly doesn't have to chase its wings. It simply trusts the process Allah wrote for it. It surrenders to the silence. And one day, it becomes exactly what it was meant to be, and so will you. So be patient. Trust my timing. Trust my plan. Trust that I have not hidden you to break you, but to build you. Qadr disguised as coincidence. My brother, my sister, you thought it was random. You thought it was coincidence. But Allah never writes accidents. Not a single step you take is unmeasured. Not a single tear you shed goes unnoticed. Not a single moment of your life is without meaning. That butterfly you saw today, was it really just nature? Was it really just a coincidence? Or was it something more? What if Allah placed it there? At the exact second, your thoughts were breaking, your heart was whispering, and your soul was searching. I know what you carry in silence. I know the heaviness you hide. And I'm reminding you, I'm still here. You see, we call it luck. We call it timing. We call it coincidence. But Allah calls it qadr. Everything is written. Every pause, every path, every person, every butterfly that lands exactly where it should. No disaster strikes upon the earth or among yourselves, except that it is in a register before we bring it into being. Indeed, that is easy for Allah. Surah Al-Hadid 57:22. Do you understand what this means? It means nothing in your life has ever been out of control. Not the heartbreak, not the delays, not the people you met, not the people who left, not even the butterfly that stopped you in your tracks today. All of it already written, already known, already placed exactly where it belongs. My dear, sometimes Allah answers your dua without sending you what you asked for. Instead, He sends you signs, small nudges, gentle reminders. I heard you and I see you, but trust me, I am still arranging things for you. Think about this carefully. How many times in your life have you stumbled upon something at exactly the right moment? A verse in the Quran you weren't searching for, a reminder you didn't plan to hear, a person you weren't expecting to meet, a butterfly crossing your path at the precise second your heart needed reassurance Was it really random? Or was it the author of your story turning the page? And yet, because we rush, because we live distracted, we call these moments coincidences. We dismiss them as if they're meaningless. But to Allah, nothing is meaningless. Not a single detail, not a single pause. Do they not see in the creation of Allah signs for those who reflect? Surah Ar-Rum 30:21. My brother, my sister, what you think is ordinary is often extraordinary in disguise. That butterfly wasn't just passing by. It was perfectly placed. To anyone else, it meant nothing, but to you, it carried a message only your soul could decode. I know what's in your heart. I know what you haven't said aloud, and I am still with you. Sometimes Allah rearranges your day to place you exactly where you need to be. He delays you here, He slows you there, He holds you back without you even realizing it. Why? Because He wants you to arrive at the sign, at the exact moment He wrote it for you. And when you see it, it feels strange, unplanned, almost accidental. But no, my dear, it was always meant to happen that way. You thought it was coincidence, but it was me. You thought it was random, but I placed it there. You thought it was small, but it carried everything you needed to hear. My brother, my sister, sometimes Allah moves you without you even realizing it. He rearranges your day. He redirects your steps, and He slows you down on one road just so you can cross paths with something He's been preparing for you, and you think, what a coincidence. No, my dear, that was Qadr unfolding perfectly. Have you ever been delayed somewhere and felt frustrated, only to realize later that if you'd left earlier or later, you would have missed something important? That inconvenience you complained about, it was mercy. It was protection. It was Allah's way of guiding you to where you needed to be. And at the exact second He wrote for you, every accident, every chance encounter, or every unexpected moment is deliberate. That butterfly crossing your path today wasn't random, and it didn't happen by mistake. It happened right on time. And you do not will except that Allah wills. Surah At-Takwir 81:29. Even your thoughts, your pauses, your movements, all under His command. Sometimes Allah writes answers into the smallest details of your day. A stranger's smile. When your heart was aching, a random verse on your feed. When your soul was breaking, a butterfly passing by, exactly when you thought Allah had forgotten you. That's not random. That's love disguised as coincidence. My brother, my sister, think about this for a moment. How many billions of people walk this earth? How many roads are crossed? How many paths are taken? How many wings flutter endlessly? And yet, on this exact day and at this exact hour, Allah decided that a single butterfly would cross your path. Do you realize how precise that is? How intimate that is? How intentional that is? I wrote this moment for you long before you even asked for a sign. But we humans, we are quick to dismiss, but we call it luck. We call it chance. We say, Subhanallah, what a coincidence. But Allah smiles at our forgetfulness. Do you not see? I've been weaving my plan around you since the day you were born. Sometimes Qadr feels strange because when you're in the middle of it, you can't see the full picture. And all you see is the delay, the heartbreak, the confusion. But Allah, He sees the entire canvas. I am placing every color, every stroke, every shadow exactly where it needs to be. When you step back, you'll understand why nothing was ever random. You see, the dua you whispered months ago, the tears you shed in the middle of the night, the loneliness you thought no one noticed, none of it was ignored. That butterfly today, that unexpected moment, was His way of saying, I heard you then, I hear you now, and I've been guiding you all along. And maybe you're still waiting, still praying, and still wondering why Allah is silent. But silence is not absence, and delay is not denial. Sometimes Allah doesn't respond with words. Sometimes He responds with placement, and He moves you into moments, crossroads, encounters that gently whisper, trust me, I haven't forgotten you, and I've been preparing the answer all along. Do you know what that means? It means your heartbreak wasn't wasted, your delays weren't mistakes, and your tears weren't ignored, your silent prayers weren't unheard. Everything, down to the smallest details, has been recorded, planned, and perfectly placed. Indeed, all things we created with precise measure. Surah Al-Qamar 54:49. That butterfly today wasn't just a butterfly. It was proof that Allah still writes your story, line by line, moment by moment, breath by breath, signs meant for your heart alone. My brother, my sister, but not every sign Allah sends is meant for everyone. Sometimes He writes a moment just for you. A butterfly crossing your path, a breeze touching your face, exactly when your heart was restless. A verse you weren't searching for but stumbled upon at the precise second you needed it. To others it's nothing, but to you, it feels like the entire universe paused just to whisper something into your soul. That's how Allah speaks to the ones who are still enough to listen. Do they not see the signs around them? Surah Ar-Rum 30:21. Most people don't. They walk through life distracted, rushing, scrolling, chasing. The signs are there, dash, dash, in the skies, in the earth, in the small, delicate movements of His creation. But only those whose hearts are awake will notice. Sometimes Allah doesn't want the world to understand the message He's sending you. That's why He hides it in moments so small that only you will feel it. That butterfly you saw, that verse you opened, that quiet thought that appeared out of nowhere, these weren't meant to convince anyone else. They were written for your heart alone. You see, my dear, Allah knows what you've been carrying. He knows the thoughts that you don't say aloud. He knows the weight you hide behind your smiles. And so He sends signs in ways no one else would understand, because no one else has walked your path. No one else has cried your tears. No one else has whispered your du'as. Only you. So He sends reminders tailored perfectly for you. Think about it. 1 billion butterflies exist. Millions take flight every single day. And yet somehow one crossed your path today, not yesterday. Not tomorrow, today, at the exact moment when your heart was searching for something, dash, anything to hold on to. Do you really believe that was random, or was it Allah's way of saying, I know what your lips can't speak, I know what your heart can't carry, and I am still with you? There are signs meant to wake up the world, and then there are signs meant only to awaken you, because sometimes Allah doesn't want to speak to the crowd. He wants to speak it to you. Have you ever had a moment where something small brought tears to your eyes and you couldn't explain why? A verse, a song, a soft breeze, a butterfly landing near your feet. To anyone else, it was meaningless. But for you, it felt like Allah was answering a question you never asked aloud. That's not coincidence. That's intimacy. That's mercy. That's love. And we are closer to Him than His jugular vein. Surah Kaf 50:16. Closer than your own breath, closer than your thoughts, closer than anyone in this world could ever be to you. And when He's that close, He doesn't need words to reach you. He sends whispers, moments, signs, things only you will notice, because only you were meant to. Sometimes you'll try explaining it to others. I saw this today, and it felt like a sign. And they'll shrug, they won't understand. And that's okay, because it wasn't for them, and it wasn't written for their hearts to decode. It was Allah's private conversation with you. I am still here, I still hear you, I still see you, and I still care. My brother, my sister, do you realize what it means when something so small, so fragile, so easily missed, finds its way to you at the perfect time? It means Allah wrote this moment for you before you even existed. And with Him are the keys of the unseen. None knows them except Him. And He knows what is on the land and in the sea. Not a leaf falls, but that He knows it. Surah Al-An'am 6:59. Not a single leaf, not a single butterfly, not a single moment escapes Him. That butterfly crossing your path today, it wasn't random. It was a leaf falling exactly where it was meant to. To anyone else, it was nothing, an insect, a flutter, gone in seconds. But to you, it felt different. It stopped you. It made you pause. It made you think. Do you see now that pause wasn't yours? That thought wasn't random. That feeling wasn't coincidence. It was Allah whispering softly into your heart. This is for you. Look closer. I'm reminding you. You are not forgotten. And yet, we often miss these whispers. Our lives are loud. Our hearts are restless. We're scrolling endlessly, rushing endlessly, chasing endlessly. But Allah doesn't scream to compete with the noise. He speaks softly, subtly, intimately. To catch His whispers, you must slow down. Sometimes He hides these signs because they are not meant to be shared. They're too personal. too sacred, too carefully written to be explained to anyone else. You try telling someone it felt like a sign, and they dismiss it. They don't understand. But that's okay, because it wasn't for them. It was a private conversation between you and your Lord. Do you know why Allah works this way? Because He knows your heart better than you do. He knows what you've been holding inside. He knows the prayers you've whispered and the tears you've hidden. He knows the weight you carry in silence. And so He chooses signs that only your heart will recognize. A butterfly crossing your path, a verse opening unexpectedly, a random thought that suddenly feels like clarity. No one else sees it, no one else feels it, because no one else needed it. That's what makes it so beautiful. It's not loud, it's not obvious, it's quiet, intimate, personal. I am here, I am watching, and I am closer to you than you realize. Have you ever noticed how these moments often come? When your heart is the heaviest, it's not an accident. Signs arrive, and at the precise second, your soul is whispering for help. Even if your lips don't move, because Allah hears what the tongue doesn't say. He knows what the heart feels, but cannot express. And indeed, we have created man, and we know what his soul whispers to him, and we are closer to him than his jugular vein. Surah Qaf 50:16. Closer than your thoughts, closer than your breath, closer than anyone in this world will ever be. So when you see a sign that no one else notices, understand what it truly is, a direct reminder from the one who has never left you. And maybe this is why the butterfly crossed your path today. Not because it needed to, but because you needed it to. Allah knew you were tired. He knew you were searching. He knew you were wondering if your prayers were being heard. And so He sent you a gentle answer, wrapped in delicate wings. I heard you, I see you, and I'm still guiding you. You see, my dear, some signs don't make sense to anyone else, but they make sense to the one they were written for. And this sign was written for you. You are not overlooked, my brother, my sister. I know, sometimes it feels like the world has forgotten you. You watch people move forward, doors open for them, dreams unfold for them, lives blossom around you, while you're standing still, and in the quiet corners of your heart, you wonder, has Allah overlooked me too? No, my dear, never, not for a moment, not for a heartbeat, not even for the blink of an eye. Does He who created not know His creation? And He is the subtle, the all-aware. Surah Al-Mulk 67:14. The one who shaped your heart knows what it carries. The one who placed your soul into this world knows what it aches for. You are seen, you are known, you are never overlooked. But I understand when life slows down while others race ahead, it's hard not to feel invisible. You try, you strive, you pray, and still it feels like nothing is moving. And then one quiet afternoon, a butterfly crosses your path. Small, silent, unnoticed by everyone else. But for you, it's as if the entire world paused for a second. Maybe it stayed just long enough for your tired eyes to notice, and maybe it landed gently on the path ahead, as though it was waiting for you to arrive. And in that fragile, fleeting moment, Allah whispered through His creation, even when the world overlooks you, I never do. You see, yet the silence you're in right now is not neglect. The delays you face are not punishment. The closed doors are not rejection. And sometimes Allah hides you because He's still building you, because the version of you that He is preparing cannot yet be revealed. I am shaping you in the quiet before I reveal you to the world. Think of the seed beneath the soil, buried deep, hidden, unseen to someone watching from above, and it looks dead, forgotten, worthless. But beneath the earth, Allah is writing green into its roots. He's preparing the day. It will rise and touch the sunlight. That's you. You are not buried. You are planted. And maybe that butterfly today was a reminder of exactly that. I know where you are. I know why you're here. And I know what's coming next. Trust me. My brother, my sister, how many times in your life have you been in a place you didn't want to be, only to later realize Allah had positioned you there perfectly? How many prayers did you think went unanswered, only to discover later that Allah had something better prepared for you all along? If He hasn't opened the door yet, it's because what's behind it is still being prepared. Indeed, Allah is ever knowing and wise. Surah An-Nisa 4:11. He knows when to delay. He knows when to give. He knows when to hide you and when to reveal you. So if you feel invisible right now, then don't mistake that silence for abandonment. Because Allah has this way of hiding His most precious servants until their appointed time. And when that time comes, that there will be no confusion and no resistance, no one who can stand in your way. You will rise exactly where He has written for you to rise. And perhaps that butterfly today wasn't just crossing your path. It was placed there to remind you of a promise that I see you, I haven't forgotten you, and I will reveal you when the time is right. My brother, my sister, I know you've been wondering, why me? Why am I still here while everyone else moves forward? It's okay to feel this way, but you need to know something. Being hidden is not the same as being forgotten. Sometimes Allah places you in seasons where nothing seems to move and nothing seems to open and nothing seems to change, not because He has left you behind, but because He is building you in silence. I know what you need, I know what you desire, but I also know what you cannot yet handle, so I'm preparing you before I reveal you. Look at how Allah prepares His creation. Before a tree reaches the sky, its roots are forced to grow deep in the dark. Before a river bursts into flow, its source gathers silently, unseen by the world above. Before the butterfly spreads its wings, it disappears into a cocoon where no one notices, no one applauds, no one even remembers it exists. But in that silence, in that hidden place, everything is happening. Everything is becoming, and maybe that's where you are right now. You feel like nothing is moving, you feel unseen, but deep inside you, Allah is shaping something and no one else can yet recognize. I am growing you quietly, the way I grow flowers in the dark. You don't see it yet, but soon the world will. Have you noticed something, my dear? Every great story begins in silence. Every great soul Allah prepares. He prepares in hiding. Yusuf alayhi salam was hidden in a well, then hidden in a stranger's house, then hidden again in a prison cell. To the world it looked like loss. To Yusuf it felt like delay, but to Allah it was preparation. Every heartbreak and every betrayal, every hidden season was writing the pages of a story no one could erase. And when the time came, Allah revealed Yusuf exactly where He had written for him to rise, and no one could stop it. My brother, my sister, do you see what this means? Your current silence might feel like punishment, but in reality it's a promise. I have hidden you not because you're unworthy, but because you're chosen. I'm keeping you away from some doors because the ones I've written for you are greater than you can imagine. Sometimes Allah hides you to protect you from people who don't value you, from opportunities too small for you, from paths that would have broken you. You think you're overlooked, but Allah has been protecting you from being placed where you don't belong. Remember this, when Allah hides you, it's because He's positioning you. Think of an archer pulling back an arrow. The arrow must go backward first, dash further and further into silence before it's released forward with power and precision. That's you. Right now, you're being pulled back only so you can be launched exactly where you're meant to be. So be patient with this pause. Don't mistake my silence for my absence. I have written for you a chapter the world hasn't read yet. And maybe that butterfly crossing your path today was Allah's gentle way of saying, I see you, I haven't forgotten you, and I am closer to revealing you than you realize. You've been asking, Ya Allah, when? And Allah is whispering back, trust my timing. I am not delaying you to hurt you. I'm delaying you to prepare you for what you asked me for. Every tear, every prayer, every silent night you thought no one saw, it was seen. Not a leaf falls except that I know it. Surah Al-An'am 6:59. And if He knows where every leaf lands, if He knows where every butterfly rests its wings, then surely He knows exactly where you belong. So know, my dear, you are not overlooked, not by Allah, not ever. My brother, my sister, do you know why Allah hides you? Do you know why some doors stay closed? Why some paths remain blocked? Why some people walk away? Before you even understand why, because Allah is protecting you from what you cannot yet see. If I gave you what you wanted now, you'd settle for less than what I wrote for you. If I placed you where you begged to be, you'd end up where you don't belong. So I hide you to honor you. You've been mistaking your delays for rejection. You've been mistaking His silence for abandonment. But my dear, when Allah hides you, it's because He's setting you apart. He's shaping you quietly, far from the noise of the world, so that when the time comes, your rise will be something no one can deny. I've written a chapter for you the world hasn't seen yet, and I'm keeping you hidden because some stories that cannot be rushed. Think about the greatest souls before you. Musa alayhi salam was hidden in a basket before he stood before a pharaoh. Maryam alayhi salam was hidden in her mihrab praying alone before she became the mother of a miracle. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was hidden in a cave before the Quran descended. Every chosen one is prepared in silence first, and maybe this silence you're in right now is proof that Allah is preparing you too. You feel invisible, but I see you. You feel forgotten, but I have written you into places you cannot yet imagine. Be patient with what you cannot see. I am closer than you realize. Sometimes Allah protects you by keeping you unseen, because not everyone is meant to witness the version of you He is creating. Your story is too precious to unfold in front of eyes that are not ready to understand it. So He hides you, He shields you, He delays you, not to punish you, but to preserve you. My brother, my sister, there are du'as you made that you thought were ignored. Ya Allah, open this door for me. Ya Allah, give me this opportunity. Ya Allah, let this person stay. And when Allah said no, you thought He had forgotten you. But every no was actually a louder yes to something greater, something purer, something better written for you. I heard you the first time and I never turned away from your voice, but I want more for you than you want for yourself. And so I'm holding you back until what I wrote for you is ready to arrive. Have you noticed how the deepest heartbreaks always teach you the strongest lessons? How the hardest delays end up leading to the most beautiful timings? That's not chance. That's not coincidence. That's qadr. Precision so perfect you won't understand it until you see the full picture. Not a single thing in your life has been overlooked. Not a single tear has been wasted. Not a single prayer has been unheard. I am closer to you than your own breath. And maybe that butterfly crossing your path today wasn't just a gentle reminder. Maybe it was a promise. Your story is still unfolding. Your time is still coming, and I am not done with you yet. So don't lose heart when the world overlooks you, because the one who writes destinies has already chosen you. And when He decides to reveal you, there will be no hesitation, no obstacle, no delay, no one who can stand in your way. Your rise will arrive exactly when He says be, and it will be. Be patient with this chapter. The silence you hate today is the very soil where I'm planting your wings. My brother, my sister, you are not behind. You are not late. You are not overlooked. You are exactly where Allah needs you to be right now. Every step, every pause, every delay has meaning, and soon you'll see what He's been preparing all along. So trust me, trust my timing, trust my plan, because even now I am guiding you closer to everything your heart longs for. Maybe this message found you today because you needed a reminder that Allah sees you. Maybe the butterfly that crossed your path was His way of telling you, I haven't forgotten you. I am not ignoring you. I am preparing you. And when I decide, your story will unfold in ways you cannot yet imagine. So breathe. Be patient. Stay close to Him, because soon you'll understand why you were hidden for so long. Allah knows where you belong. My brother, my sister, I want you to pause for a moment and breathe, because I know, you've been carrying this weight for far too long. The weight of questions unanswered, the weight of prayers delayed, the weight of wondering, where do I even belong? You see people finding their paths, their places, their people, and you look at yourself and you whisper silently inside, Ya Allah, why do I feel misplaced? Why do I feel like I'm standing still while everyone else keeps moving? My dear, let me remind you of something. You are not lost. You are exactly where Allah needs you to be right now. And there is no creature on earth except that Allah provides for it. He knows its place of dwelling and its place of storage. All is in a clear register. Surah Hud 11:6. Do you know what this means? It means Allah knows. where you'll rest tonight. He knows where your rizq is written. He knows whose hands your destiny passes through. He knows the paths your feet have not yet walked, the doors you haven't yet opened, and the people you haven't yet met. Nothing about you is unknown to Him. Maybe right now you feel like your life is delayed, but delays are not denials. Detours are not mistakes, and silence is never absence. I know where you belong. I know what you need, and I am guiding you there, step by step, even when you can't see it. Have you ever wondered why some things didn't work out, even when you begged Allah for them? That job, that person, that opportunity, that dream, at the time, and it felt like rejection, and it felt like being forgotten. But if Allah had allowed you to walk through those doors, you would have settled for less than what He wrote for you. I closed that door, not to punish you, but to protect you. I redirected you, not to confuse you, but to align you with something greater. Sometimes Allah hides your destination until the right moment arrives. Think of a seed buried deep in the earth. It waits in darkness, hidden from the sun, forgotten by the world above. But Allah knows exactly when the rain will fall, when the roots will break open, and when the first leaf will touch the light. It doesn't rise a second too early. It doesn't bloom a moment too late. And neither will you. My brother, my sister, you are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being carried exactly where you need to be. Even when the path feels long, even when the detours feel endless, Allah is still guiding you with precision so perfect that no human mind can comprehend it. Indeed, all things we created with precise measure. Surah Al-Qamar 54:49. That butterfly crossing your path today, maybe it wasn't random, maybe it was Allah's way of reminding you, I know where you're going, I know what you need, and I know when you'll be ready. You've been asking, Ya Allah, when will I arrive? When will I find where I belong? And Allah whispers back, you already belong to me, and everything written for you is making its way towards you. Be patient and trust me. My brother, my sister, have you ever wondered why you didn't get what you prayed so hard for? That job, that person, that opportunity, that dream you thought would change everything. At the time of when Allah closed those doors, you thought it was rejection. You thought you were being overlooked. But now, look back for a moment. Can you see how every no was protecting you from something you couldn't see yet? I closed that door because I saw what you couldn't. I turned you away from that path because I knew where it would lead. I delayed your steps, not to break you, but to place you exactly where you're meant to be. My dear, not everything you lose is truly a loss. Sometimes Allah takes away what you thought you needed to make room for what He always intended for you. And it may be that you dislike something while it is good for you, and it may be that you love something while it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you know not. Surah Al-Baqarah 2216. You see only fragments. He sees the full picture. There are things you begged for, people you cried for, opportunities you chased that Allah didn't allow you to have. And right now, you may not understand why. But one day, you will look back and whisper, Subhanallah, He was protecting me all along. Think about this. If Allah knows where every drop of rain will fall, if He knows where every leaf will land, if He knows where every butterfly rests its wings, then surely He knows where you belong. Sometimes Allah delays you to protect you from arriving too early, because reaching the right place at the wrong time is still the wrong place. So He slows you down. He hides you in plain sight. He redirects your steps when you least expect it, not because you're forgotten, but because the moment written for you hasn't arrived yet. And when it does, you won't have to fight for it. You won't have to chase it. It will find you. Just like rizq finds every creature on earth. And there is no creature on earth except that Allah provides for it. Surah Hud 11:6. Not a single bird, not a single ant, not a single butterfly, and not you. If Allah takes care of the smallest creatures, don't you think He has already prepared everything you're praying for? My brother, my sister, your belonging is not something you have to fight for it. It is something Allah has already written for you. The people meant for you are being prepared. The opportunities destined for you are already unfolding. The risk written for you is making its way toward you. step by step, moment by moment. And even the detours you hate, even the delays you resist, even the heartbreaks you didn't see coming, all of them are carrying you closer to where you're meant to be. I know what you want. I know what you need, and I know what you cannot yet handle. And trust me when I redirect you, because I am leading you to places greater than your prayers. Sometimes Allah doesn't answer your dua the way you expect, because He wants to give you something better than you asked for. And right now, that better is still being prepared. The connections haven't yet aligned. The timing hasn't yet matured. The version of you that's ready to receive it is still being shaped. That butterfly crossing your path today wasn't random. It was Allah's gentle reminder. Stop worrying about where you belong. I already know. I am placing you exactly where you're meant to be, step by step, moment by moment. Trust me, my dear, you haven't missed anything yet. That was written for you. Not a single opportunity, not a single person, not a single blessing. What is written for you will never pass you by, and what has passed you by was never written for you. Sunan Abu Dawud. Even the delays are part of the plan. Even the heartbreaks have purpose. Even the waiting carries meaning, because Allah knows what you don't. He sees what you can't, and He is guiding you with precision so perfect you'll only understand it when you look back one day and whisper through your tears, Subhanallah, every step, every pause, every turn was leading me home. My brother, my sister, you've been carrying this question inside you for so long. Where do I belong? When will I arrive? When will my heart finally rest? And maybe you haven't said it out loud, but Allah has heard it every time. Your heart whispered it in silence, because nothing you feel is ever hidden from Him. Not your doubts, not your confusion, not your longing. I know where you are, I know what you seek, and I know exactly where you belong. Sometimes the reason you feel misplaced is because Allah is still preparing. The place where you're meant to bloom, the people you're meant to meet are still being shaped. The opportunities written for you are still unfolding behind the veil. And the version of you who can carry what you've asked for is still being formed in silence. And this isn't delay, this is design. I am not withholding from you, I am aligning things for you. I am not ignoring your dua. I am weaving the answers into a story so beautiful you cannot yet comprehend it. Sure. Have you ever noticed how Allah places you in situations you never planned for, yet somehow they lead you exactly where you needed to be? A stranger you meet becomes the connection you'd been praying for. An unexpected rejection opens a door you never knew existed. A delay you hated saves you from a path that would have broken you. None of this is coincidence. This is qadr. And it may be that you dislike something while it is good for you, and it may be that you love something while it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you know not. Surah Al-Baqarah 2216. You see only fragments. He sees the masterpiece. Sometimes Allah keeps you waiting, because what you've asked for is still growing into perfection. You prayed for a person, but their heart is still being softened. You prayed for a door, but the key hasn't yet been carved. You prayed for a blessing, but the timing isn't aligned yet. And so He delays you, not to hurt you, but to protect the beauty of what He has written for you. Think of rain. When the clouds gather, you don't see the water yet, but it's coming. The signs are there. And when it finally falls, and it doesn't just land anywhere, it falls exactly where Allah commands it. Your blessings are the same. Your rizq is the same. But your place in this world is guided by the same precision. And He sends down rain from the sky in due measure and revives the earth after its death. Surah Az-Zukhruf 43:11. If Allah can guide every raindrop to where it belongs, don't you think He can guide you to where your heart will finally bloom? My brother, my sister, every unanswered prayer has already been answered, just not in the way you imagined. Every detour has already been measured to lead you to places you couldn't have found on your own. Every delay has already been written, because what Allah has prepared for you is still preparing for you. That butterfly crossing your path today, it wasn't random. It wasn't meaningless. It was Allah's way of saying, stop worrying about where you belong. I already know, and I am placing you exactly where your soul was created to rest. You've been asking, Ya Allah, when will my time come? When will my prayers be answered? And Allah whispers softly, My servant, nothing written for you will ever pass you by. And what has passed you by was never yours to begin with. I have already written the people, the places, and the provisions meant for you. And they are moving toward you even when you don't see it. So breathe. Stop comparing your timeline to someone else's. Stop thinking you're behind. You are exactly where Allah needs you to be right now. And one day you'll look back at the detours, the delays, at the heartbreaks, and whisper through your tears, Subhanallah, everything led me here, exactly where I was meant to belong. Be patient with this chapter. Trust my timing, because the home you seek, the peace you crave, and the belonging you long for are already written into your story. So the next time your heart feels misplaced, remember this: the same Allah who guides the birds to their nests, the rivers to the ocean, the raindrops to the earth, and the butterflies to their flowers, is the one guiding you to exactly where you're meant to be. You are not lost, you are not behind, you are not forgotten, you are being carried by the one who created you to the place your soul was always meant to rest. Trust him, because he already knows where you belong. The answer hidden in stillness. My brother, my sister, I know how restless your heart has been, how tired you are of waiting, how heavy it feels to stand still while everyone else seems to be moving forward. You've been searching for signs, for answers, for direction. You've whispered, Ya Allah, just show me where to go, show me what to do. And yet all you hear is silence. But what if that silence is your answer? What if the stillness you hate is the space Allah is using to guide you closer to Him? Be still for a moment, my servant. Not everything you seek is found by moving. Some answers are only discovered when you stop running. You see, we live in a world that glorifies noise. Keep chasing it, keep hustling it, keep searching, keep moving. But Allah teaches us the opposite. And He is with you wherever you are. Surah Al-Hadid 57 verse 4. You don't need to run everywhere to find Him. Sometimes you need to pause to truly see His signs. Maybe that's why Allah hasn't opened certain doors yet. Because if He answered too quickly, you would have stepped into something you weren't ready for. So He holds you still. He slows you down. He surrounds you with silence. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. I am shaping you in places no one can see. Don't mistake my stillness for my absence. Have you ever noticed how a butterfly rests before it takes flight? Before its wings unfold, it spends days in stillness, hidden in a cocoon, unseen by the world. To the unknowing eye, it looks lifeless. But inside, everything is transforming. Maybe that's you right now. Maybe Allah has placed you inside a season of stillness, because something inside you is being rewritten. I am softening your heart. I am strengthening your patience. I am preparing you for blessings you can't yet imagine. But I know stillness can feel heavy. It can feel lonely. It can make you question your worth, your prayers, your place in this world. You watch others move ahead. You see them arrive at destinations you've been praying for. When you wonder, Ya Allah, why not me? But what you don't see is how He is holding you back to position you perfectly. I haven't forgotten you. I am protecting you from what is not yours. And I am aligning your soul with the exact blessings that I've written for you. That butterfly crossing your path today, maybe it wasn't random. Maybe it was Allah's way of saying, trust me, I am keeping you still. And only because the next step I'm about to give you will change everything. My dear, stillness is not failure. It's preparation. It's where Allah works on you the deepest. It's where He plants roots you can't yet see. And He gives life to the earth after its death. Surah Ar-Rum 30:19. If Allah can awaken the dead earth at exactly the right time, don't you think He knows when to awaken your story too? This isn't the end of your journey. This is the quiet before the bloom. My brother, my sister, I know. You're tired of waiting. You've been praying, crying, hoping, and yet nothing seems to move. It feels like life is passing you by. It feels like everyone else is arriving while you're standing still, stuck in a chapter that refuses to turn its page. But let me remind you of something. Stillness is not abandonment. Silence is not absence. Sometimes Allah hides His answers inside the very stillness. You're trying to escape. I am teaching you patience because what I've written for you is too precious to be rushed. I am keeping you still because the ground beneath your feet is where I am planting your roots. Look around you. The trees you see today didn't grow overnight. They stood in silence for years, unseen, uncelebrated, forgotten by many. But deep beneath the surface, where no eye could see, Allah was weaving strength into their roots. And one day, without warning, they bloomed. That's how Allah works. With the hearts of His servants too, my dear. Just because you can't see growth doesn't mean it's not happening. The butterfly doesn't fight the cocoon. The seed doesn't resist the soil. The river doesn't question the mountain. That blocks its flow because they know, when Allah writes transformation, the timing will always be perfect. And so it will be for you. So be patient with my silence, because when I decide, no one can stop what I've written for you. Sometimes Allah slows you down to save you from running into what would harm you. That delay you hate, it might be protection. That door that closed, it might be mercy. That unanswered dua, it might be love in disguise. Do you think I haven't heard you? I heard you the first time. I hear you every time. But I love you too much to give you something before you or it are ready. And maybe that's why He's keeping you still, because if He moved you right now, you'd arrive too early. And blessings received too early can become burdens. So He waits and He asks you to wait with Him. Trust my pace, trust my plan, because I'm not preparing blessings for you without also preparing you for the blessings. Think about this. If Allah can guide every bird back to its nest, and every drop of rain to its soil, and every butterfly to its flower, do you really think He doesn't know where your soul belongs? You're not lost, you're being guided. Every delay is direction, every pause is protection, and every still moment is an unseen step forward. Indeed, all things we created with precise measure. Surah Al-Qamar 54:49. Every breath, every moment, every turning point, perfectly aligned for where Allah needs you to be. And maybe that's why the butterfly crossed your path today. Not because you were moving, but because Allah wanted to remind you that even when you're standing still, His plan is still unfolding. I haven't forgotten you. Your silence is not wasted. And when I decide, your time will come. My dear, stop fearing stillness. Stop rushing what Allah has beautifully slowed down for your own protection. This season isn't punishment. It's preparation. It's sacred. It's personal. Because before Allah changes your life, He prepares your heart. And maybe, just maybe, this silence you hate so much is where your real transformation is happening. My brother, my sister, I know the silence hurts. I know the waiting feels endless. I know there are nights when your pillow carries the weight of unspoken du'as and unseen tears. You whisper, Ya Allah, when? How much longer? And sometimes the only response you get is more silence. But listen to me, that silence is not emptiness. That silence is full of answers. You cannot yet hear. I am working on things you cannot see. I am rearranging paths you don't even know exist. I am softening hearts, aligning timings, opening doors you haven't reached yet. Be still, my servant, because even when you feel forgotten, you are being carried. Sometimes Allah hides the answer inside the quiet because He wants your heart to lean closer to Him. If He gave you everything instantly, you would stop calling on Him. So He delays, not to break you, but to keep you close. When I withhold, I am not ignoring you. I am protecting you. I am preparing you. I am drawing you nearer because I love you. Think about this. Before a butterfly ever spreads its wings, it spends days, sometimes weeks, completely hidden inside its cocoon. To the outside world, and it looks still, it looks silent, and it looks forgotten, but inside, everything is changing. New colors are forming. New strength is growing. New wings are being shaped without anyone seeing them. Maybe that's you right now. Maybe Allah has wrapped you inside a season of stillness because He's giving you wings you haven't even imagined yet. Be patient with this cocoon because the flight I'm preparing for you cannot be rushed. Do you know what's beautiful, my dear? The butterfly doesn't force its wings. It doesn't rip open its cocoon early. It trusts the timing written for its transformation because the one who created it knows exactly when it's ready to fly. And the same is true for you. Your story hasn't stalled. It's being rewritten. Your prayers aren't lost. They're being answered in ways you can't yet see. Your silence isn't empty. It's where I'm filling you with strength you'll need later. That butterfly crossing your path today wasn't just a creature. It was a messenger. It was Allah's way of saying, you don't have to fight for what's written. You don't have to chase what's yours. Stay patient and stay close, because when I decide, no one and nothing can delay what I've written for you. My dear, you haven't been forgotten, not your du'as, not your tears, not your pain, not your dreams. Allah has been watching you in the silence, listening to you in the stillness and holding you, even when you felt alone. Do they not know that Allah is closer to them than their jugular vein? Surah Qaf 50:16. Closer than your own breath, closer than your thoughts, closer than anyone else could ever be. So when it feels like nothing is moving, remember this: Allah is still moving everything for you. This season you're in, it's not wasted, it's where Allah is preparing you for what you've been praying for. Your stillness is sacred, your silence is seen, and your waiting is working. Be patient with this pause, because when I lift you, no one will understand how beautifully I've written your rise. My brother, my sister, maybe this message found you today because your heart has been restless, because you've been wondering if your prayers are reaching anywhere. And maybe the butterfly crossing your path wasn't random at all. Maybe it was Allah's quiet way of saying, I see you, I hear you, I haven't forgotten you. Be still and watch what I've been preparing behind the veil of this silence. Because sometimes the loudest answers are hidden in the quietest seasons. The smallest signs carry the loudest meanings. My brother, my sister, sometimes Allah speaks the loudest through the smallest signs, not in thunder, not in earthquakes, not in voices that shake the skies, but in whispers only your heart can hear. A butterfly crossing your path, the soft breeze brushing your face on a restless night, a verse you weren't searching for, but opened at the exact second you needed to read it. To anyone else and it's nothing, but to you it feels like everything. That's the beauty of Allah's signs. They're personal, intimate, and perfectly timed. And with Him are the keys of the unseen, and none knows them except Him. Not a leaf falls, but that He knows it. Surah Al-An'am 6:59. Not a single leaf, not a single step, not a single heartbeat, and not a single butterfly that crosses your path. Do you understand what this means? It means nothing around you is random. Nothing in your life is coincidence. Every detail dash, even the smallest ones, is known, written, and placed with divine precision. And yet, most people miss them. We walk too fast, we scroll too much, we drown in noise so deep that we don't notice. When Allah sends His whispers, do they not reflect on the signs around them? Surah Ar-Rum 30:21. But you noticed that pause you took, that feeling you couldn't explain, that sudden awareness that maybe, just maybe, this was for you. That's not chance, that's closeness. Sometimes Allah places a sign where only your heart will see it, because no one else needs it the way you do. To someone else, that butterfly is nothing. To you, it's a whisper. I know you've been carrying so much. I know you've been asking, Ya Allah, do you hear me? And this is my quiet way of answering. I always have. You see, my dear, Allah knows the secrets of your heart better than you do. He knows the prayers you've never spoken aloud. He knows the pain you hide behind your smile. He knows the questions you bury deep inside, even the ones you're afraid to ask. And because He knows you so personally, He sends signs tailored only for you. That's why the smallest things can make you cry without warning. A breeze, a verse, a butterfly, and a random thought that suddenly brings peace to a restless heart. And it's not coincidence, it's not random, it's love disguised as detail. I am closer to you than your own breath. I am near when you whisper. I am nearer still when you stay silent. My brother, my sister, do you know why the signs are small? Because they're not meant to convince the world. They're meant to touch your soul alone. No one else has walked your path. No one else has carried your weight. No one else has whispered your du'as. So no one else that needs the reminder the way you do. This is Allah's private conversation with you. And maybe that butterfly today was His way of saying, I hear what your lips can't say. I see what your heart can't carry. And I will never leave you unnoticed. My brother, my sister, do you know why Allah chooses the smallest things to speak to your heart? because He knows the weight you're carrying. He knows your soul is fragile right now. He knows you don't need a storm, you need a whisper, a soft breeze when your chest feels heavy, a butterfly gliding past when your thoughts feel lost. A verse opening at the exact moment your heart aches for an answer. He knows, and He sends it exactly when you need it most. And He is with you wherever you are. Binding Surah Al-Hadid 57 verse 4. Think about that for a moment. Wherever you are, in silence, in chaos, in tears, in doubt, Allah is there. He doesn't need loud signs to reach you. Sometimes all it takes is a moment, so subtle, so small, that only your heart can decode it. But here's the thing, my dear. Not everyone will understand your signs. You'll try explaining it to someone. I don't know why, but when I saw that butterfly, it felt like Allah was speaking to me. And they'll shrug, they'll smile politely, they won't feel what you felt, and that's okay. Because it wasn't written for them, it was written for you. This is why the smallest signs carry the loudest meanings, because they're personal, private, sacred. I place this moment in your day because I know what your heart has been silently asking me for. You see, my dear, Allah answers prayers in ways we rarely expect. Sometimes He gives